Hello, hello, hello. Hi there. Welcome to spending quality time with your girl, Eposi Ziton. Today is all about culture. Yeah, you can see from my outfit, it's all about culture. I'm an African from West Africa, Cameroon precisely. Yes, I'm a proud African. Yeah, today I'm talking about cultural diversification. I'm talking about the biases, the prejudices, and how we should learn to accept other cultures and be open and welcoming to other cultures and try to educate ourselves so we can better understand why certain people are the way they are and why they behave the way they behave. Our culture is what has shaped us to be who we are. Our expressions, our language, our dressing, what we eat is all about our culture. It's all about where we come from and the values and belief systems that have been put into us by our parents or our grandparents or those who have raised us. So when it comes to the whole cultural thing, I'm very, very passionate about culture. I'm one of those that, I grew in Africa. I came to the US when I was already an adult, and I've been in the US for quite a while, but regardless of that, I've maintained my culture. I still eat from African shops. I still dress like an African, and the whole African outfits, they're so flamboyant, they're so gorgeous, and when we dress in our African regalias, we look like royalties, because it's all about the richness of the African culture. It's all about how the Africans try to celebrate wealth, luxury, and excess. As an African, I know what culture is all about because from when I was a little girl, my parents struggled to teach us the language. We have our mother tongues that, like in Cameroon, we have a lot of mother tongues, and our parents try to make us understand those languages so we can be able to talk among us and outsiders don't get to understand what we're talking about. So all of those things have defined who I am. And I've been out of Africa for quite a while, but I still have a lot of nostalgia. I still have a lot of, love for Africa. And I keep thinking of the day I'm going to go to Africa, how I'm going to just, how the air, the whole landscape, everything, how I'm just going to embrace everything. And it's just going to make me, just enjoy and feel how I felt when I was a child. So culture is something that is so strong that, you just cannot just let go. Please, we should learn to accept other cultures, regardless of where we come from. Everybody loves where they come from, and home is home, regardless. Well, on that, I'm going to talk about like the outfits. The African outfits are very gorgeous. It's something that every time I've put on my African outfit, somebody always comes to me and say, "Oh my God, I love your outfit." But we have the tendency of just say thank you. No, let's go an extra mile. Let's tell them, "Oh, you love it. Do you want something like this?" Because it's all about us trying to blend cultures, us trying to make the world a global village where people can also try to borrow and learn what we have learned from our own parents or our grandparents. So some people might be like, "No, I just like it, it's okay." And somebody might go an extra mile to say, "Yeah, where can I get it? Can you tell me where I can get it?" Because sometimes people don't want to be too fussy when they say, "I love your outfit," to be too inquisitive, to start asking you personal questions. But when you go a further mile to say, "Okay, do you want it? I can tell you how you can get it," they'll be excited to say, "Oh yeah, please, I want something like that." Because people want to also express themselves like other people, in terms of like our foods, what we eat as Africans. Sometimes people complain about the smells of our food or the taste, and it's okay. It's okay for somebody to say, "Oh, that smell is a little too strong," because they're not exposed to that. Let's not always take offense to the fact that, "Oh, they're trying to make us feel bad." That is not always people's intention. And it's just the way they feel. And it's okay for people to express themselves how they want to express themselves. So it's your place to explain to them, "Oh yeah, because of the things that we use in our foods." Like for me, I use things like crayfish, dry fish. Those things have very strong scents. And when somebody expresses that, just let them know, "Oh, it's because I have crayfish or dry fish." And if they don't know what that is, you can go further to explain more to them about what that is and say, "That's the reason why you get the scent that you're getting. But trust me, it tastes lovely. Do you want to try it?" And you have people that are going to be like, "Oh yeah, let me try it." And when they try it, they might love it. I have a girlfriend who is from the US who, the first time I made bobolo and roasted fish, she was like, "Ooh, Abby, that smell is so strong." And I said, "Do you want to try it?" And she said, "Oh yeah, let me go ahead and try it." When she tried it, she fell in love with it. Now, every time she wants to do like a special delicacy, she says, oh, Abby, I'm just going to run to the African store and get me some fish and come and do some roasted fish. She's like, I really love it. It's wonderful. And even my own traditional food from my own tribe, which is the Bakweri tribe, and our food is the kwakoko. You know, the first time my girlfriend ate kwakoko, she's from here, she was like, oh, Abby, the smell. And I said, yeah, but do you like it? She said, I love it. She said, I love it. Please, anytime you make kwakoko, just let me know, you know, you made some so I can get some. And now she even goes to the African store and buy cocoyams and banga and come and make her own banga soup and kwakoko. You know, so we should try to be open, let other people learn our culture, tell them about what our culture is. And sometimes there might be some things they might not want, and there might be some things they are excited to incorporate into their own traditions. You know, let's not also be offended when somebody doesn't want to blend our culture with their culture. You know, some of us have been in the US for this long, and we have borrowed the Western culture. I wear a lot of Western outfits, you know, because I feel like they have a lot of outfits that I love. So it's okay to blend the cultures. You know, that's why we travel, but we don't have to lose our own culture because we've moved out of our area. I'm going to talk about language because I have a funny story about language. When I came to the US, a lot of Americans, you know, that I worked with were like, oh, Abby, you have a very strong accent. And I was working for a big corporation. It was a cable company where we had to serve a lot of people. And it was customer service. So you are on the phone for hours talking to different customers. And I had customers that were just like, you know what, please can I speak to someone else because your accent sounds a little, I mean, your accent is a little bit strong. And I took offense to that. And I was explaining to one of my American friends, I said, you know what, I'm so frustrated in this job because, you know, these customers keep picking on my accent. And she said, Abby, please don't feel like that. She said, I go through that on a daily basis. You know, because even in the US, we have different kinds of accent. She said, I'm from Baltimore. I have a Baltimore accent. And people from New York have a New York accent. People from North Carolina have their own accent. She was like, so trust me, even in the US, we have different accents. And people do pick on one another about their accents. And as I stayed longer in the US, I realized that it was just my own insecurities. Because I have a girlfriend who is from New York. And every time me and her went out, and she comes across a New Yorker, they always say, excuse me, are you from New York? And she said, oh yeah. And one day I was like, why do they keep saying, are you from New York? She said, because we know each other from our accents. So please, don't be offended when somebody say you have an accent. Your accent identifies who you are, where you're from, and you should be proud of your accent. Let's not try to force ourselves to change the way we talk, change the way we express ourselves, just because we're trying to belong. It's okay to try to be more explicit. A lot of people say, oh, you Africans, when you get upset, you are a little bit, you speak too fast. So it's okay to slow down and speak a little more clearer and slowly, but don't change who you are. You are who you are, and you should be proud of who you are. I'm a proud African. You know, be proud of who you are and don't try to change who you are. Don't try to borrow, you know, other people's culture to a way that you totally dismiss your own culture. Yeah. Like I say, it's good to blend cultures so the world can become a global village. So, you know, people can understand one another better. Because also one problem that we're having in the world of today is ignorance. When I just came to the US, I had a lot of people that approached me and they said, oh, you're from Africa. And I said, oh yeah, I'm from Africa. And they said, oh, I like the way you speak. And I'm like, oh, really? And they say, yeah, I really like the way you speak. I like the accent, you know. And I said, yeah, my country is bilingual. So we have French and English. And they're like, yeah, I get it. You sound really nice. You know, so it's not all the time that people pick on us for our culture or because of where we come from. And we should not be so biased where we don't let people, you know, come in and let us know how they feel about our cultures, you know. And also, we should learn to know that not every aspect of every culture is healthy. And a lot of advocates in the world of today are trying to break those aspects in culture that they feel like are not healthy. You know, those are things that our grandparents or our ancestors did, but it doesn't mean that they were healthy. So it's okay for things like that for us to let go of certain cultures that instead of making the world a better place, they instead destroying the world. Yes, let's let those things go. But holding on our culture is very, very important. And when it comes to us educating other people about our culture, let's not assume that they know and they're just trying to make us feel bad. You have people that asked me when I came to the US and they said, excuse me, do you guys live in houses or thatches? Well, that's all they know. And don't be too quick to just feel like they're trying to put you down. Explain to them and let them know you can go to the library. The world now, we have the computer. Go Google and understand how people live in other parts of the world. You know, don't be too negative to just feel like, oh, that's their way of trying to make me feel bad because I'm from Africa. You know, they might not know any better. I always say when you have an opportunity to educate anybody, please do that. You know, so the whole cultural thing is something that I'm all about: cultural diversification, accepting other cultures, and make people not feel bad from where they come from. Because guess what? We all come from somewhere, and that's what has made us who we are today. Cultural acceptance. No culture is better than another. No culture is inferior to another. We all love our cultures, and our cultures are important to us. Let's also try by every means to let people in. Let people know that we are welcoming, we are accepting for them to also try the things that we eat from where we come from. Like for me, even though I've been in the US this long, I still, love mostly my African foods. It's not because I have anything against other foods. It's just something that I'm used to. And even when I got here, I just maintained eating my African foods. So for the most part, that's what I'm used to. My friends at work were ordering pizza the other day, and I told them, I'm going to contribute for the pizza, but I'm not really going to eat the pizza. And one of them was like, really? You don't like pizza? I said, not really that I don't like it, but I don't eat it as much. And it's not something that I crave. And she was like, oh, I understand. So it was nothing about the culture of Americans eating pizza. It's just about the fact that it's not something that I've introduced so much into my life. But there are other things that people in the US eat, that I love. So it's all about preferences. All about preferences. And my kids, they love the American foods. When I say I'm ordering something, they are excited. Because at the end of the day, they are Africans, but they're also Americans because they were born here. So this is their culture too. So they've blended the both cultures to the point where they love African food and they love the American food. And I'm also trying in my own little way to make them learn a language, because I want, when I'm gone out of this world, they should be able to pass down those same values that I've given them to their kids. So the generation can just keep getting better, and our culture should not extinct. Our culture should be maintained over time. I love culture. I believe in culture. I believe in people holding on their cultures, and I believe in people not putting down any other culture or making people to feel bad from where they come from. Let's celebrate culture. Let's love our cultures, and let's continue to make the world a better place. Let's blend cultures to the point where the world is just going to become a global village. Well, today it was all about culture, and I'm so proud to be an African. And I hope everyone is proud of being who they are. We should try to hold on to our cultures. It was nice spending quality time with you all. And bye for now.